Michael, you're in the wings.
This really has very little to do with the general election yet. This has a lot to do with why Hillary Clinton is staying in this race. Look, there's already a buzz in Washington. At least 7 news organizations have contacted me, wanting to know how to get their hands on this tape, giving me more information than I had after I've spoken to them. I now believe the tape. I believe a network has it. If this pans out to be true, based on Michelle Obama's previous comment that this was the first time she had been proud of her country,
all right,
which I think shows,
if it's true.
When the disgustingly ugly videotapes about Jeremiah Wright's racist rants first broke, Barack Obama told us he could no more disown Jeremiah Wright than his own grandmother. Well, we all know how that turned out. Barack Obama not only threw his grandmother under the bus, he threw Jeremiah Wright under the bus. He also recently threw his whole church under the bus. Instead of Barack Obama helping change this church that he attended for 20 years, changing it to a more unified and a better place to be, and where all people could be as one, Barack Obama quit that church. So we still have a church in Chicago that is still a one-sided racist church. No thanks to Barack Obama. But what's going to happen when Barack Obama's wife, Michelle, her videotape comes out where she says negative things about Whitey?
Why can't Barack Obama get his story straight?
The most recent happened last weekend during one of Obama's stump speeches in New Mexico.
I had a uncle who was one of the, who was part of the first American troops to go into Auschwitz and liberate the concentration camps.
And the problems begin. First, Obama did not have an uncle because his mother was an only child. But of course, his campaign is quick to respond, saying Obama was referring to his, quote, great uncle. The bigger problem, however, is the fact that the United States did not liberate Auschwitz at all. The Red Army did, but the Obama campaign explained the mistake, saying Obama just misspoke, that his uncle helped liberate Buchenwald, not Auschwitz. And this was not the first time Obama became confused about his family history. He made another flub last year while speaking in Selma, Alabama, during the anniversary of the Bloody Sunday March.
But something's stirring across the country because of what happened in Selma, Alabama, because some folks are willing to march across a bridge. And so they got together and Barack Obama Jr. was born. So don't tell me I don't have a claim on Selma, Alabama.
Here's the problem with this. The march Obama is referring to took place in 1965, but Obama was born in 1961. So this doesn't make logical sense at all. Obama made another blunder while campaigning in Florida. He told the Orlando Sentinel, quote, I would be willing to initiate such talks with leaders of countries adversarial to the United States. One of the obvious high priorities in my talks with President Hugo Chavez would be fermentation of anti-American sentiment in Latin America, his support of FARC in Colombia, and other issues that he would want to talk about. But the very next day in a speech to the Cuban American National Foundation in Miami, Obama contradicted himself.
We will shine a light on any support for the FARC that comes from neighboring governments. This behavior must be exposed to international condemnation, regional isolation, and if need be, strong sanctions.
So which is it? Will Obama meet with them or isolate them? It's not just important policy matters that Obama can't keep straight. While giving a stump speech to a group of farmers in Iowa in July, Obama said, quote, anybody gone into Whole Foods lately and see what they charge for arugula? I mean, they're charging a lot of money for this stuff. Another problem, there are no Whole Food stores in Iowa, and the farmers he was speaking to, well, they don't cultivate arugula. Here's an even more embarrassing gaffe for Obama. He redrew the map of the United States.
And over the last 15 months, we've traveled to every corner of the United States. I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go.
Now, where did those other 7 states come from? Well, maybe Obama shouldn't feel too bad. I mean, he can't even keep simple things straight, like what city he's in. He was campaigning in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and he made this blunder.
Thank you, Sioux City. Sioux Falls. I've been in Iowa too long. I'm sorry. Thank you, everybody. It's good to be in sunshine.
Wrong again. Obama wasn't in Sunshine, Florida. He was in Sunrise. The gaffes just keep coming.
Venezuela, these countries are tiny compared to the Soviet Union. They don't pose a serious threat to us. Iran, they spend 1/100th of what we spend on the military. I mean, if Iran ever tried to pose a serious threat to us, they wouldn't stand a chance. Iran is a grave threat. It has an illicit nuclear program. It supports terrorism across the regions and militias in Iraq. It threatens Israel's existence. It denies the Holocaust.
Why can't Barack Obama get his story straight?